Roses are red, violets are blue. It's time for a podcast that's spicy and new. Hey there, Valentine. On this special day, let's rev up the fun in a Super Chevy way. Mom's got reviews. Hotter than a flame, Chevar's shutdown woes are all part of the game. Biko spills the beans on Fantastic Four's cast, and Xbox gets kudos, their success unsurpassed. So pucker up, darling, for an auditory kiss. No, not that kind. I meant your lips. Perv. It's time for the Super Chevy Brothers Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Super Chevy Brothers Podcast. This is episode 128 in the year of our Lord 2024, and it is February, the week after the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, it's February 18th. Jesus Christ.
Well, but we're just relating it to the most important part of the holiday of the month.
So, did your
right?
team win?
My team lost 2 months ago, so no, no. But San Francisco didn't win, which is a plus in my book. I don't want rivals to win, or liberals. Don't want those liberals gaying up our frogs either. Their Super Bowl wins.
Yeah,
but it was a good game.
Quoting guys who accuse parents of, having the kids killed on camera on purpose. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, shout out to the Super Bowl. I tuned in for the Usher halftime show. We have Peacock, so I turned it right on, and it was not Peacock, Paramount Plus. Yeah, and he did a good job. He did a great job. Yeah, it was definitely one of the more memorable Super Bowls. It was performances. It wasn't as terrible as the Weeknd's was. I don't know why he even got the chance to do that. But yeah, no, the game too. I did watch like half the game. I did. I watched like the first like half, a little bit.
Oh,
past
you missed it was one of the best Super Bowls like ever.
Listener, Chevar says this every Super Bowl.
I don't.
Actually, I'm sorry. Chevar says this every other Super Bowl. My bad.
It's like the second time in history it's gone to overtime. It's the first time we had a certain amount of rule. The game was.
Now I will say I saw the first time, so I think I'm good.
The first overtime?
Yeah.
When was the first overtime?
Well, the last time they had overtime, it's not. No, there was another time recently in a Super Bowl they had overtime. It wasn't like 30, 40 years ago or something like that. It's been within my lifetime. But
yeah, within your lifetime. But
yeah,
that was Super Bowl 51. All right, that was a while ago.
51? What was the one we just had?
We just had 57, 58.
Exactly. It was 60. Exactly. I've been out of college. Okay, I was already out of college the last time that happened. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
The point was, this is one of the greatest Super Bowl games. It was a classic.
Okay, well that's cool. I will say I think that's great. The first half I wasn't feeling it. I was kind of bored. But that's the thing. It's because both teams are really good, right? Like you're not gonna have a super high scoring game if both teams are good at what they do. So shout out to Austin Mahomes, aka young Danny McBride. Very proud of him. Glad he made it work. Travis Kelce as well. The Kelce brothers. Shout out to them. So yeah, no, it was good. It was good that that team won. I was not super invested because I am a Cowboys cult member. The family will kick me out if I don't go for them. So yeah, no, it was fun though. We did tune in for a little bit, watched it with our neighbors a little bit, ate some food. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed the game. Outside of that, it's Valentine's Day was earlier this week, right?
Right.
All right, good. And so we did that. right? We all did that.
We no, we didn't really do much for Valentine's. Well, we did. We made a little charcuterie board thing, watched a couple rom-coms or whatever. So nothing too crazy. But we knew we had a lot to do this weekend, so we kind of wanted to relax. But yeah, no, that did indeed happen. They did indeed do that. So yeah, no, how about you? What'd you do for Valentine's, Chevar? I know you had to work, but what'd you do before you had to work?
Honestly, it's so many days away. I don't remember. I think we went to we had dinner. We went to a place for lunch the weekend before or something. And there was steaks and roses and cakes and yeah. So it was good. It was Valentine's Day. Chocolates and
steaks and roses and cake.
This particular holiday is not necessarily for those of my gender. So it's more like
okay, Jeff Foxworthy.
It's more like a tax. You gotta pay the yearly love tax of doing stuff and
you got that joke right from 1985. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, okay. If you were to poll most men and say on Valentine's Day, what was done for you? Most of them would say like, nothing. So,
Yeah, but that's like most relationships. Women don't really.
But not most. I'm talking about the holidays. I'm talking about the holiday. At Christmas, people exchange gifts.
Overall.
Thanksgiving, people see that's a joke from the 90s. All right. People exchange gifts. People give thanks on Thanksgiving to each other. People work together on President's Day and 4th of July and stuff.
People
to make
work
barbecue.
together.
Well, like somebody grills, someone prepares the
okay.
But on Valentine's Day, it's mostly you get the guy giving all the stuff. So
right. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm not going to speak for everybody else's relationship. So I think yeah. Listen, and personally, from what I've seen, I'd be shocked if anybody's really, at least from my generation, people around my age. I don't think many of us take it very seriously. The way my wife put it was, and the way her grandpa put it too, and we went to go talk to them because they visited us a few days ago. Is why the hell do I care that you did something for me nice on this one day? You could do it any other day. So why
that doesn't make sense? A lot of people say that. I don't think that makes sense. It's like saying, why celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day? Like, why do we celebrate Christ all year?
Because Chevar. Well, here's the thing. Those people are fanatics. That's not what I'm talking about. Valentine's isn't. But that's the thing, Chevar. Valentine's isn't connected to cultural, get-togethers. It's not connected to religion. Valentine's Day is kind of a Hallmark holiday now. Like, it's not really about that. So it's cool. People kind of turn it into a different thing. People turn into, what is it, Galentine's Day. Sometimes guys get together to just bullshit because we all know it's a stupid holiday anyway. So listen, it's a dumb holiday. Me and my wife agree. A lot of people our age kind of agree. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, you can get overcharged for some roses, or you can just buy her flowers next week that she actually likes. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Well,
but,
I think it's kind of.
Is this a Valentine's Day podcast?
No, I just want to say, to me, as a guy who's very open to the experiences of other people, I think that's kind of a little demeaning.
You said you're open to the experiences of other people, but then you haven't mentioned any sort of gay couples or anything. But yeah, it's all good.
No, hold on. I think for women and people who are of that ilk, the fact that everyone is doing it around the same time or on the same day, and then they get to show these things off to other people, and people bring them flowers in front of other people. Like, I think there are people who like attention, and other people seeing they get attention. People. And so
that definitely is true.
And so I think it's kind of to say that it's not, the holiday doesn't matter just because there are other people who don't need that attention. That's
crazy how I didn't make that declaration for everybody else. So yeah, Chevar, this is true. I don't know why you're saying this.
Well, you just said most of the generation. You just said most of the generation.
Yeah,
thinks
most
it's a
people I
pointless
know
holiday.
from my generation. Yes, most people I know from my generation. I feel like you're just over-explaining things.
Yeah,
This
and
is
I'm
my
just
opinion
saying.
on it. We can move on to the next thing. Chevar,
Okay,
we have stuff to talk about. We have stuff to
Before
talk
we
about.
do
All right.
that,
Chevar, we have stuff to
I've
talk
been
about.
raising my hand for like the last 10 minutes.
You
How are we
can't
supposed
raise
to
your
see
in no
that?
video,
We can't
Mom.
see
You
each
can't raise your
other.
hand.
Well, I can't get a word in edgewise. So listen, Valentine's Day. You know, if you really look at the history of where it came from, it was a bloody holiday because they killed St. Valentine's Day because he
Mhm.
supported
That's his last
Christian.
name.
Wait, yeah, it
Day.
was they yeah. Every saint has a name,
Well,
and
you
his was
said he
Valentine.
said his name was Saint Valentine's Day.
He
I
was
don't-
no, I didn't.
You did.
Okay, that's not
All
okay.
right,
See,
Chevar.
I can't
Chevar, you're
even get a
literally
word
stalling
in.
us from getting to the
Can
pod.
I
Like,
finish
why are we
this?
talking about
Yeah,
this
go
for so
ahead.
long?
Get it. Get it. Go.
God.
At any rate, it started with something very bloody, but his support for Christian marriages. So the basis of St. Valentine's Day is not necessarily the nicest thing, but ultimately it's about supporting love. Secondly, when I made the point last week that this is more of a woman's holiday, I got shot down for being sexist. Third
Yeah,
point,
Shavar, exactly. And
I'm
guess who did
done.
that?
I'm not
Shavar did
done.
that.
Thank
Shavar did
you.
that.
You jumped into pile on. So third thing, I
Oh my
spent
God, yo, we have
Valentine's.
games to talk about.
I
Oh
spent
my
Val-
Relax, bro.
God.
I spent Valentine's Day with the love of my life. Unfortunately, my mom was in the hospital, but that's how I spent my day. And I had some nice things waiting for her when she got home. She did get home. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope everybody had a good time, and it's time to talk games.
True. I do want to say,
Oh my
Mom, you
God,
did say
Shavar,
that.
you don't have to fucking get the last word in every time. Let's
This
go to the next thing.
it's not about last word.
Jesus.
Oh my God, you're
Oh
such
my
a
God.
Shavar,
conversation Nazi.
she was transitioning us to the next topic, and then you just ran over it. Like she literally was trying to get us into the next thing. We're on a show, dude.
All right, guys. Okay. Now, you know what? Next time somebody talks about some Bologna for a second
Still
too
has to get
long,
the
I'm
last
stopping
word.
it.
Still has to get the last word. It can't just go to the next topic.
All right, you tell me
Sorry,
what's
dude.
next then. What are we talking about? What's next?
Movie review,
Okay.
because I'm going to skip out of here.
Damn, dude, shut up.
This is Mom's Movie Corner, starring
Well, welcome to Mom's Movie Review. Let me just say again, it's really difficult to review movies because the choices, the selections are so. I don't know what happened to the movies. So here's the
Mom
selection.
was reviewing Ryan Reynolds movies on here last
Well,
year, but all right,
I'd
go ahead.
rather review that. I love Ryan Reynolds. So, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, that was reviewed last week. So, didn't want to see that in the theater anyway. Color Purple, not happening. Night Swim, why? The Book of Clarence, this is what I had to choose from. No, a sneak religious movie. Turning Red, saw it, done it. Mean Girls, why? Wonka, Migration, Argyle, all on Hulu. Lisa Frankenstein, The Chosen Season 4, Madam Web, Get Over Yourself, Bob Marley, One Love. Very controversial. That might be next week's review. But this week, I decided to review The Beekeeper. Someone's typing. One of my favorite
I can't click
action.
on things on my own computer. What? Okay, let me sit and just sit in my chair and just look at a wall.
No, listen. So one of my
I'm taking my
favorite
headphones off, actually.
action stars is Jason Statham. He was awesome once again in this movie. It's classic Jason Statham, and he was busy stinging everyone in this lovely beekeeper movie. So the premise is very basic. He is an ex, like ghost, undercover top um, killer for the government, but he's retired and he's
Okay.
trying to make a life for himself. And he meets a nice friend, and something happens to his friend. And when his friend is scammed and loses everything, he goes after the scammers. So this movie was a little more relevant to me than I ever thought it would be, because his friend was an older person and they lost everything because they clicked on something and gave up their information, and all of their life's work was just over. So his mission was to take care of the people who took out all of the money and all of that. So it was a noble task that he was on, with unbelievable action, stinging dialogue. I think the whole hive should see it.
Okay.
Are you with me? Don't stifle. So this movie worked for me like worker bees. It was action packed. It had a real plot. It may not have been an exciting plot, but it had a plot. And I mean, there was killing, maiming, throwing off ledges and stairways. I think the most novel death was by computer. So you'll have fun enjoying seeing that. And again, Jason Statham, he never cracks a smile, he never changes expressions, and it all works. There was one cool death, but I think I've seen it before in another movie. So let me just say this, honey. It's fun. Go out and see it, or stay home and watch it on Hulu.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It's interesting. I think I've seen the trailer for that movie. How old is this movie? When did it come out?
2024, January 17th.
Okay.
Thank you.
I did see the trailer for this movie maybe like 6 months ago. So, did you watch it in theater or?
Yes, 4K home theater. I did.
Okay, so no.
It's on,
Okay.
it's on Hulu. It's in the theaters and it's on Hulu. But so are half the movies in the theater. They're at home.
Okay. All right. Are you upset about that? I'm
Well, I
just trying
didn't
to
want to
gauge
have.
the tone.
Well, who wanted to have the same movie experience you had with people sleeping in the theater and all that stuff?
That's
So
true.
I felt I would be comfortable and nibble on my popcorn and enjoy the movie. So good movie. Go see it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. That's great. It sounds interesting. It sounds like a Jason Statham movie. And was he
Definitely.
like the only notable star in there? Just Jason Statham?
No, I don't want to give anything away.
Okay. All right. I understand that. I can see how that goes. All right. Well, thank you for your review. I'll check that out on Hulu at some point here.
Yeah, that movie was.
What were you saying?
Sorry, I was just gonna say, yeah, that movie did come out recently, and I heard very polarizing things. I heard some people say it's like the worst movie they've ever seen. So that is, but I've also heard some people say that they really liked it, like besides mom. So just interesting to hear that.
Yeah.
I think actually
I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
They call it a
here's the
B
rule.
movie. They say
Here's the
it's
rule.
horrible. Yes.
Okay? If I'm talking and someone else talks, you just go ahead, okay?
Okay, I like that rule. So I read the reviews on it, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It is an action movie. There's a lot of excitement. even if the dialogue is corny. It's kind of like what I gave you, but it was fun. It was just a little way to get away for a few moments. So enjoyable. I suggest everyone watches it. I would give it on a scale of 1 to 10, a 7. It's a Jason Statham movie, and if you hate Jason Statham and his movies, it's a 1.
Okay. This reminds me of the dunk contest. Your review. Because you're supposed to only grade the dunk on the successful dunk, but we know some of the judges grade the dunk on the practice dunks as well. So, yeah, I agree.
This is Bob's Movie Corner, starring Bob.
All right, thanks. I think I'm going to watch that movie, Mo.
You should. It was fun.
All right. So it's that time of the show that everyone's waiting for and ready to jump into, which is the news. All right. So let's go over a few new things happening throughout the gaming world this week. A couple things going on.
Round 1. Fight!
What's up with the pause?
Should we start with Elden Ring?
Oh my
Sorry,
God,
my
what
mic
was the
got
pause
disconnected.
about? Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
That sucks. So okay, I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and open up with something pretty light before we get into the heavier stuff. So this is actually a pretty new topic. I was just mentioning it to Mom and Chevar. So Hell Diversity, if you haven't heard, came out last week. It's been pretty popular. For those who need to be caught up a little bit, this is a Sony Studios PlayStation console exclusive that also came out on Steam for PC players. Just like the first entry of the game did eventually. The first game came out, I think, in 2014 or 15. And it was pretty good. It was a much different game though, top down. This one's behind the person, third person shooter. Anyway, came out. It's been very popular. But after passing several games on the Steam all-time playlist, like literally like the most played games on Steam, including Starfield, PUBG, Counter-Strike, Destiny 2, and Naraka Blade Point, they had to cap the servers at 450,000 players. On at least, yeah. So not that many people can get on as, actually have the game. Some people are logging on and the game is just the black screen until it opens up for them to be able to get it. Kind of like a less organized version of Final Fantasy XIV's like server wait thing. So yeah, this is just kind of funny because this game is really popular. It's almost like they didn't realize that this would take off like this. And top of that, it's not that the game can't run it. It's just that the servers won't be stable past that number. So they're working on it, but they have to increase the server capacity, which is not something I have heard about in a long time. So I think that this is great, but also bad news. Especially because I wanted to buy this game. I was just texting Chevar the other day saying it's only $40. I want to grab that because I really like the first one. It's like Starship Troopers, the video game. But yeah, no, they're having a lot of trouble. So some people are reporting that the game is actually running a little worse for them on some ends, but the game still has like really high play numbers. Like, a lot of people are still playing the game. So yeah, that's a newer story. What do you think about this, Sure?
Yeah, good for them, and also too bad.
Where's
like
that damn fourth?
Sorry, I thought they were. I thought, they're kind of I thought they're partnered with Sony, so they would be a little more prepared for isn't this a PlayStation exclusive, console exclusive? right? It's not on Xbox.
Yeah, PlayStation only. I think even the head Xbox dude was like, we don't see the point of it not being on Xbox. So yeah,
it might go to Xbox at some point, but here's the thing: I
first
don't
one
know.
Never did. I think Sony's greedy. I don't think Sony's gonna give that to, especially as successful as it is now, and because they think that Microsoft's playing dirty. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think this is ever coming to Xbox.
Well, I would just think that they would have been ready for like as many people to play as are playing. Like a game like this, especially with how much they've advertised it at each of the Sony things and whatever, like I would say, okay, I think we're going to sell like minimum 500,000, right? And so wouldn't you have your servers be ready to hold somewhere around that at launch, right? But they didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they thought was going to happen with the game. It's not like they give the game away for free. It's not like Xbox Game Pass. So like, all these people, but still, I mean, they've been advertising. Why they should be more ready than they are for this game. But it's good. It's a good sign. It's doing better than they expected, and it sold a lot. We know at least 500,000 people have bought it, which is good for like an indie game. So good for them. Hopefully they sort it out and it doesn't end up souring what otherwise is a good game and launch.
Yeah, no, I'm like you said, I'm shocked that they don't have the server space, but I hope they fix it. It's funny because this game's reception has always been pretty good. It's funny, I feel like if you're in weird spaces, there are a lot of people being like, what's this game? Who cares about Helldivers? I remember when that State of Play came on, I remember reading Twitter like live, because I was like live tweeting or something too, and so many people were like, I don't want to see Helldivers. And of course, it's a very popular game. So I did see some people be like, I didn't even hear this game when it announced, and they bought it and they love it. So yeah, I think the game just a combination of good advertising, because I think they kind of picked it up a lot the past few weeks, and just being a good game. It's the thing about Helldivers, for people who have not played like the first one either, it's very punishing. Like the game doesn't care. You can die from your own weapon. You can take the safety off of a weapon. If you charge it up just a little too much, you kill yourself and all your teammates around you, right? Like it's a very like grounded, no frills type of game. You can just die in 5 seconds. A lot of it can be really like harsh as far as like having to replay missions over and over. Player bases work together to kind of finish goals. So there's like a big joke right now that everybody's like, okay, can you guys stop fighting the bugs? The robots are destroying us on Normandy. So yeah, no, I think this game has a long lifetime ahead of it. So hopefully they can get those servers together though, because if it's beating Destiny and PUBG and all these things, it's got to be like one of the biggest games of this year if they get the servers together.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing they did was switch to behind just a closer view. The last one was third person too, but it was bird's eye kind of. This one is
bird's eye. Top down.
The action just looks more attractive. So good on them, Mom. You don't have to wait to jump in there. You can say something and chop away at your opinions.
Well, I mean, preparation is everything. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
all right.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Round 2. Fight.
All right. So,
so go ahead.
No, I said whenever I'm interrupted, the other person just keep on going.
Right. So let's go into something a little more interesting. So Xbox is bringing 4 mysterious games to other platforms, according to a headline from Game Informer. So we talked about this last week. There's a lot of leaks, a lot of rumors, a lot of nastiness going around in the Xbox community about people saying that they're going full third party. They're going to start putting everything that's Xbox on other consoles. They're not doing as many exclusives anymore, including Starfield. So Xbox hosted a podcast episode that they also knew people would not listen to, so they were nice enough to transcribe the entire thing. I did listen to it though, personally. I did actually turn it on and listen to it. But yeah, no, so it turns out that
it has a lot of views.
Yeah, it's a video too. It's also a video. I watched it technically. I mean, I listened to it because I had it on while I was like doing chores or something. But yeah, so they wanted to clarify that Starfield and Indiana Jones are not coming to PlayStation, right? That was one of the big rumors. Specifically, those two games would be coming to Xbox platform. I mean, to PlayStation platforms. They will not be. They did say it's funny because they kept saying there are 4 mysterious games, is what the Game Informer headline says, right? Because they're making a joke. We know what the 4 games are. It's very obvious what the 4 games are because they don't have that many exclusives. So, because Minecraft's already on PlayStation. So the 4 games are Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. I have not heard of one of these, but Hi-Fi Rush was a pretty it was a pretty big hit last year. It got a lot of nominations and Game Awards stuff. A lot of people seem to like it. It was a surprise release as well. It came out the same day it was announced. Sea of Thieves has pretty dedicated community. It's about being a pirate. That's all I really know about it. And yes. Grounded is the thing where you are like tiny and you fight bugs in the grass. That was also, I think this is also pretty popular at one point.
It's Bugs Life.
I think it's like
Xbox.
Yeah, Bugs Life Xbox, exactly. So, yeah, so those are the 4 games, right? But the curious thing is that during the podcast, they never actually named these games. But here's the thing: things have already leaked, and once again, they only have so many exclusives. So you can kind of put the pieces together, which every outlet, including Game Informer, Verge, Kotaku, all those places have already put it together. Those are the 4. It's pretty much confirmed. Those are the 4 games coming to PlayStation. But as well as what everything else talked about in this podcast, though, kind of what they said is that they're thinking of the long-term health of Xbox. So they're saying they said, one, they're not gonna not do a console. They said they're still gonna keep consoles going. Like, consoles are not on the way out. So that's good on their part, because that was one thing me and Chevar were saying, is that I don't know about getting rid of your console. That would kind of kill the whole brand. Well, Chevar said it more than me, but yeah. So very interesting. So they are saying that they are trying to make sure that they do more multi-platform stuff, but that these specific games will not be going to PlayStation. So what do y'all think about that?
So I think Xbox, they're real G's with this one. They've got my, I poo-poo them a lot, but that was some gangster stuff right there. They had like a whole week and a half of rumors, and all the community was melting down, and I saw people crying on YouTube.
Oh, people were mad off of rumors.
And they didn't say anything. They said nothing. They just said, well, we're gonna have a podcast in 2 days, and then they did it, and they were like, nope, it's not true. And that's the most gangster you can be.
Fire. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
And I think they kept their loyal members. I think they'll still feel special and all that with keeping their proprietary games. So I don't think they're giving away the farm. They're keeping things pretty much in place, and I think that's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's a win-win. Yeah. I also think that I think they handle it well, just not coming out with, because here's the thing: if they came out with like a press statement and saying this and that, people would say, "See, they reversed it because they saw all the did the backlash shit," because everyone's a mind reader and everyone's so smart and everything's a conspiracy. But no, they just they didn't say anything. I'm sure they got rid of whoever leaked that stuff, because somebody was, I'm sure if somebody was. Somebody heard something they shouldn't have heard, or told someone else that shouldn't have been told, and then they took what was 4 indie games getting, well, Sea of Thieves is indie, but 4 indie games getting sent to PlayStation as the end of Xbox, and that came out on Forbes and wherever else. And then I was watching CNN the other day because I'm a communist.
Are you, are you kidding me? Did they really talk about that?
Yeah, it was on CNN. It was on
Oh
Fox
my
Business.
God.
On Fox Business, they were talking about. I mean,
Oh my
clearly these guys
God.
have no idea what is happening in the gaming space, but
No.
they were talking about how Xbox is gonna go stop the console stuff, and they're gonna go straight to being the publisher, and how gaming is dropping off, and the problem is you always need a screen, and all these things that is like, what other media do you not need a screen for? What are you talking about? But anyway, it was big. The Fox, I think it was Fox Business News or something. And one guy's like, yeah, and you always need a screen, and that's always gonna hurt people. Like, what? What does anyone do today that doesn't involve a screen? Just think about it. What does anyone do today, media wise, that they spend money on that doesn't revolve around the screen? But that guy and someone else was like, yeah. And then the one guy who's like works for Forbes Gaming looked at him kind of weird. But anyway, this whole thing was a big story for a little over a week, and a big overreaction. So get on Xbox. I think this decision, how they handled it, and the decision overall is fine. Xbox is still a thing.
Yeah, I think it speaks again to their community aspect. They know how to address things. They know how to not scramble. They know how to not, shake or whatever. It kind of reminds me. This is really funny. It kind of reminds me of because I'm in these spaces because of my wife, but like podcasts and stuff when Real Housewives drama or something drops and they got to do like a tell-all podcast like the next week, but they don't say anything. Yeah, this is the same thing because they were probably going to reveal this like anyway. So they're like, yeah, sure, let's just let them freak out for a week. As a journalist, as somebody who's been working in this industry, it is pathetic to hear that they were like big news outlets were just running with rumors. But here's the thing, it's not that big of a deal because they've been doing that a lot the past few years. So especially when it comes to gaming, I feel like gaming is becoming such a big industry now that anything they hear, they just run with it. And when you get Microsoft in there too, you got guys on CNN talking about it like they know what they're talking about, right? So I am I don't know. I'm kind of relieved for Xbox. I mean, this doesn't really affect me because I don't have an Xbox, but I do have a PlayStation, so it'll be cool to play Hi-Fi Rush. But I don't know. I still don't. Part of me is like, listen, I wonder if some of that was just like part of the thought process. Like that wasn't their final decision, but it was like just going about the office, and then some dummy just decided to open his mouth too wide. But yeah, but
no, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Who knows what happened? But oh, Mom, are you saying
I have
something?
a theory.
I
I think
up, Mom?
that theory is pretty good. The cat was let out of the bag because if you watch that video where they're talking about what's going to happen, you can tell they're kind of nervous. They don't know how these are going to take it, and it wasn't the plan to release it that way, for it to come out that way. So there were a lot of nerves. Right. There were a lot of nerves going on, and I think they were preparing how they would release it, but they didn't have a choice. And so when they addressed it, I thought they did it very admirably because, the result and how they chose to handle it and the way they presented it, all very good because so many companies don't care about, the consumer, and they're showing that they still care and they want their supporters to stay strong supporters. So I'm impressed. I'm just going to go get me an Xbox now.
Your mom, okay, you don't even know how to turn on the PlayStation. That kind of upsets me because I've shown you like three. Last time I was over there, you're like, can you show me how to turn this thing on? Like, what do you mean? Push the
telling.
Push
You're
the button.
just like the people who leaked out that information. Stop it.
Just like
okay. Well, I don't think they were nervous. I think they were just because clearly whatever these games are supposed to be released, they were. I don't think it was supposed to be like 4 games coming to the PlayStation. I think it was going to be like, oh, Hi-Fi now on PlayStation. This thing comes out now on PlayStation. It seems like they were just going to let them, the studios and whatever do it, maybe at a different show or whatever. But yeah, I agree. It was handled well here.
And 3 times 1. What is it? 3! Yeah, that's a magic number.
Okay, so do you like football? I think this podcast likes football, or at least pretends to. There's a new EA Sports College Football 25 coming out this summer, which we haven't had for a while. Huh?
I added this one, buddy. Of course I like football.
I don't know. You could have added it because you hate football. I add things I hate.
Well, that's unhealthy.
No, it's not. It's good to talk about hate. Anyway, EA Sports College Football 25, a mouthful of words, coming out this summer. And this is notable. You might be thinking, don't we get EA Sports games every year? I'm on like FIFA 25 now. Well, that's true. However, we haven't gotten a college game in quite a while for a few reasons. NCAA rights, now players get paid. And especially because even though when players' names aren't used in the game previously, they still reflect like the players in real life, right? So a few things had to get nailed out, hammered in,
10
whatever.
years ago, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while for sure, but we finally get one, and I think actually this one is probably gonna sell well. The college games always sold very well.
Absolutely. College ball is very popular. Some people only watch college ball. They don't even care about the NFL.
Yeah, college ball is a lot more culty.
It's great. It's exciting.
That's an opinion, but it is much more culty. That people go to college.
Yeah.
It's all around.
You gotta tell me, buddy.
Yeah. See, so like to me, college football is fine, but I look at even college basketball. It's fine. I'll watch it from time to time, but to me, it's not as. I don't find it as enjoyable as NFL. Other people find
you want to see somebody
the opposite.
throw the ball halfway, like 80 yards. Sometimes that's what you want to see.
Yeah, but then if okay, anyway,
Right.
I was gonna get into something else, but yeah. So that's coming.
Wait, what? What? No, I want to hear this. What are you talking about?
No.
No, this is good. I think it's good that the players getting paid now. I'm glad they finally, like Chevar said, hammered that out. This is the whole reason we stopped getting these games is because these young men already destroying their bodies on the field. You might as well get them paid. So for appearing in other things. So yeah, this is good. I think this is good because I know that there's a lot of NCAA football fans from back in the day. So I'm sure that college football will be welcomed by the right people, especially people who might be kind of tired of Madden, but they still want more Madden, just different Madden. I think that this might be right up their alley. So yeah, no, hopefully it's it's hitting the stride. I mean, it's cool because we're seeing some sports games come back because I think Top Spin's coming back too. So yeah, that's cool that some of those less popular sports games are coming back. The one thing I wish would come back still is 2K football, but that's never going to happen. But
we have another few years. It might, but I doubt it.
Maybe they made something in the meantime that didn't involve NFL players, but it just wasn't the same. They need the licensing. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully 2K can make another football game when EA and NFL stop, get out of bed with each other. But no, I think this is cool. More games are always good.
For sure. And people get paid now, so that's good for those kids who apparently aren't going to get big heads from being in a video game. They're just gonna be normal individuals in society afterwards. We all hope. Okay.
Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald?
All right, so movies. Back to movies. We watch them. They're fantastic. For this show, we're really into Well, at least I am. I like Marvel and comic book movies. I like DC movies too. I like comic book movies. If I go to a movie, there's a 25% chance it has something to do with someone in spandex. And so, the news coming out that we now have a cast that I have no idea about is we have a cast for the Fantastic Four movie, which is coming out, which is great, I guess.
I think it's funny that Chevar is, like Chevar said, he's the biggest. He's seen more comic book movies than the rest of us. I do also enjoy comic book movies. I just have not. I'm honestly just. I think about 3 years ago is where I just haven't been as caught up. So, that's the case for me. But the Fantastic Four cast got revealed. There were a lot of rumors about who was going to play Mr. Fantastic, but it's not confirmed. Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic. Vanessa Kirby, I think, is.
Can we say what these people are from? Because some people don't know names.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Chevar. I only know where like one of these guys is from.
Okay,
Pedro Pascal is from Narcos.
Yeah,
he's from The Last of Us. He's from The Burden of Overwhelming Talent, or whatever that movie he did with Nick Cage was.
Okay, so
he's from a lot of stuff. He's very popular. Everybody
he's
knows who
Joel
Pedro
in
is.
Last of Us, and he's the Mandalorian in The Mandalorian.
Yes, he is the Mandalorian. I totally forgot about that because his face is not in that one.
Right, he is in The Mandalorian. Then we have as Sue Storm, Vanessa Kirby from The Crown, and Napoleon. Mom, you saw Napoleon, right? You know who Vanessa Kirby is?
I do know who she is, but in something else I saw. Saltburn? No. I saw her in something else. I told you about that movie.
I only remember her from Mission Impossible. She's in Mission. No, she's like the club lady at Mission Impossible.
No, the one where they went to Iceland. The mystery. The one I reviewed last time.
Is she in that?
Yeah, she's a star.
Are you?
She's in what?
The End of the World, Murder at the End of the World.
Murder at the End of the World.
Who is she?
Are you sure about that, Mom?
I don't think so. What are you talking about?
I don't think so. I'm going to her.
No, that was not the detective.
Yeah, that's not her.
The thin woman?
I'm looking right now. She was not in that movie.
The thin woman? Oh. You mean the main character? No.
Right. That's not her.
Mom. No. Yes, we're saying that's not her.
So then, no, I don't know who that is.
So, she. It's kind of funny. She's literally Napoleon in The Crown. Just two.
No, she's in a lot of stuff. She's in things. She's in Fast.
No,
and Furious.
I wasn't saying she's literally just in those things. That's not what I said.
I started Napoleon. It's a hard one. Yeah.
Isn't that a movie?
But I will finish it. It's got Joaquin in it. Joaquin. So I will see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
by the way, I wasn't saying that's the only thing Vanessa Kirby's in. Eben Moss Bachrach, I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's most recently been in The Bear. I personally remember him. He was in Girls a lot on HBO. He was also in The Punisher. He's in a lot of stuff. So he's playing the Thing. So we will not be seeing his face either, at least, after he has his transformation. We don't know if this is an origin story movie or not yet. I'm willing to bet it's not, because I think they're kind of over the origin story thing. So yeah.
Right.
And Joseph Quinn is from a season of Stranger Things I probably didn't get to yet. Or ever will. But
yeah, so Alvin Moss, like you said, is playing the Thing. Joseph Quinn is playing the Human Torch. He's from Okay, Mom, you saw Stranger Things, right? The last season or two.
No, I didn't. So Emma Corrin, that's who you were talking about?
What?
No, what are you talking about?
Is that the
Mom,
lady
we already named the girl. Her name's Vanessa Kirby. Mom, we started out with her name.
Okay, so not her.
We literally started out telling you her name.
So I have not seen the Stranger Things for a while. No.
Okay, yeah, no. So
Well,
apparently, I'm
he's
reading this
the-
from the Game Informer article,
Okay,
but
all right.
his breakout character was Eddie Munson from season 4. I didn't get that far. I started season 3 of Stranger Things and immediately was disinterested.
Okay, well, what I was
Right.
have been trying to say for 2 minutes while you guys stumbled was he's Eddie Munson from the Stranger Things show, the most popular character from season 4 that everyone.
I literally just said that.
found.
Why'd you have to say it again?
I was trying to say that. I was trying to say that for 2 minutes.
And you were trying
because,
to say it
every time
because you're a child, because you're a
Okay.
kid, you had to make sure that you still got it out, even though somebody else said it. I'm
It is
proud of
very.
you. Good.
It is very unfortunate that you made that rule. That
Well,
if
I just
someone
made
will talk over you because we're always going to
because
be.
he hasn't done anything. He's just
well.
he's-
That, I mean,
he doesn't
the
even
rule
follow
is
his own
just
rule. Look, he's still talking, even though one of us
okay.
interrupted him. It was your rule, buddy. You made it up. Sorry you don't remember your own joke.
It's kind of what you guys are doing anyway, which was the point. But okay,
Ooh.
continue the story, please.
Ouch. I don't have a story. Go ahead, Biko.
Who's got? Yeah, no. So that's all we got. What do y'all think about the cast, though? Is this kind of what we were looking for? I think Johnny Storm's looking a little dorky, but besides that, everybody else seems to be exactly, seems to be good. Whoever plays the thing gonna be covered in stuff anyway most of the time. So all he has to really do is act sad that he's a big orange man. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's been a while since we've gotten a good Fantastic Four. I saw people celebrating the old movies on Twitter the other day, and I had to shut it down. I was like, listen, I didn't even like those movies when I was a kid. They're not good. So, and apparently I never saw the one with Michael B. Jordan in it, so I don't have an opinion on that one, but I heard that one was also not very good. So hopefully this one is the good Fantastic Four that we deserve, not the one that got massacred in in what was it, Multiverse of Madness. We don't get Jim from The Office getting turned into spaghetti. We get Pedro Pascal instead. So yeah, looks good. They said the movie also, by the way, this is a buried the lead. The movie is out July 25th next year, so it's already got a release date and everything.
Oh,
All right.
wow. Speaking of which, the guy from The Office, it's not Jim. Is that Jim who was dating this?
Yeah, it's
Secretary-
Jim.
Oh, it is Jim. He's
Yes.
really coming in Hollywood. He's going to be like a Tom Hanks here in a minute.
I'm not gonna lie, Mom. I think he capped out already.
No.
I think Homeboy capped out already.
He's in The Quiet Place, the next one.
That's his movie, Mom.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's all-star stuff. And then he did that action series that I just can't realistically see him in. So I
Jack
don't watch
Ryan.
it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it is funny. After The Office, now he's doing a bunch of action stuff, which I did think was
Right.
funny. So yeah, The Quiet Place is a thing. Yeah, it's the thing him and his wife do together. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
his
I
wife
think-
is who's his wife again? Kate something. Emily Blunt. Yeah, that's his wife.
Okay, so just as realistic as it is to see him as a rising superstar, it was the same way with Tom Hanks. He used to dress up as a girl, So we didn't
I think that's funny you're saying this because he's not even in the cast. He's not even on the cast list.
of what? Quiet Place?
Fantastic Four.
You brought him up. I was just mentioning.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I was just laughing because I'm like, well, Pedro
I-
Pascal. I think Pedro Pascal is closer to that status than
Okay.
Jim
Just in a
Krasinski or
Hollywood
whatever.
movie. Keeping it real.
Yeah, The Quiet Place. I did see that's getting a third movie. I don't know what else there is to talk about. It is a quiet place.
It's a prequel.
So I don't. Yeah, I know it is. It's a prequel. I don't. Man, I just don't. I don't know. Listen, I like the first movie. The second one is where I kind of fell off. I was like, all right, bro. I don't know what else you got left to show me. So, listen, if he can gas it up as long as he can, he can go ahead and do it. I think we're getting to 28 years later soon, or 28 months later soon. So, listen, anything can happen.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Which one, 28 or Quiet Place?
Quiet Place. Really, really like that one.
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho! I've got 5 good reasons for you to shut up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So, speaking of Mandalorians, there's a new game coming out. What's it called? You don't know. Probably The Mandalorian. Who's it by? Respawn Entertainment. And they're going to create a first-person Mandalorian game. Now, when I hear that, I think, what are you, stupid? Because the most intriguing part of The Mandalorian, and I both mean the character, The Mandalorian, and the show, The Mandalorian, is like, he looks cool. Because he doesn't talk a lot, which can be cool, but it's not very entertaining. And
you just described Halo. You literally just described Halo.
No. You
just described the Halo video game series.
No, hold on.
Video game series of all time.
Hold on. No.
He's this faceless guy that doesn't talk much and he shoots a bunch of stuff. Who wants to buy that?
No. I think general consensus would agree. A lot of the appeal of The Mandalorian is the look of The Mandalorian. Like Halo, the Master Chief looks cool for sure as a space thing, but it's not like, oh, like, look at that. He's got the Boba helmet. He's got the, that's a cool look. And especially when you're looking at, it's like a space thing, but it's kind of like grungy.
You can say that, but I don't know. You can say that about a lot of different things. That's a matter of opinion, but go on.
Anyway, with something that's already established as, hey, that looks cool, to take away the looking at the cool thing and focusing on the things the cool thing does, I don't know if that's a good idea. But we have this game coming, first person Mandalorian game. Is it going to be voiced by Pedro Pascal? Probably. He'll only have to be in the studio for 10 minutes because the character doesn't talk that much. Is it going to be fun and entertaining? Likely. Respawn makes decent games. Is it going to be as cool as it could be? I don't know. Unless you actually are looking through like this horrible helmet with horrible vision, and that's the game, is to navigate these action sequences while only being able to see directly in front of you with no peripheral vision, up or down or left or right. That's interesting. Outside of that, I don't know.
I think that's hilarious. That's funny. I don't know. First person Star Wars games tend to do pretty well. The Mandalorian's very popular. I think this is going to be an easy sell for Respawn, especially. Respawn is known. Chevar didn't say this part. Respawn is known for Apex Legends and Titanfall and the old Call of Duty games. So they have the pedigree to make this a really solid shooter. I think this is going to be great. I've never even watched The Mandalore, and I am excited about this. And this looks cool.
We can tell because you call it The Mandalore. It's The Mandalorian.
I literally said The Mandalorian. Sorry if you didn't hear the end of my words, but I said
Hold
The
on.
Mandalorian.
We have a third party here.
Chevar. No, we're not going to do this. Let me talk. We're not going to do this. Don't do it. Shut up. I literally said if my mic didn't pick it up, that's another thing. But I said The Mandalorian.
Okay, we believe you, but I just, may I interject for a second?
Yeah.
During the football games, there's this commercial where they say, do the instant replay again. And it just brought that to mind.
What? Okay, you need more context. What's the instant the State Farm? What's the one where they throw the flag and then they replay what someone said? Okay, I get you.
Yeah. And you replay.
Like I said, if my mic didn't pick it up, that's a whole other thing. But I'm listening to myself. I said Mandalorian. I know. Mandalore is a whole other thing. There's a YouTube channel called Mandalore Gaming. I don't get the two confused, okay? So
We got you.
Anyway, screw y'all. So anyway, listen, I think Chevar is totally off about this. I think this will probably be one of the better games that comes out whenever it comes out. I don't know what looking cool has to do with anything, because there are plenty of first-person games where you're supposed to look cool that have gone on to be blockbusters like Cyberpunk 2077, right? So I think that that's a non-factor. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But it says that their focus is on mobility and style. We know that they're really good at mobility in a lot of these games, as we see from Titanfall and Apex Legends. So, and he's going to have a jetpack. He's going to be boost sliding. He's going to be jumping. It's going to be a lot like the motion in Apex Legends. And he's going to have a lot of gadgets. And it seems like this is meant to be like a single player game, right? And it's going to be linear, no open world stuff. I think it sounds great. I think we need, more games that are just focused experiences. And sadly, sometimes the only time we get those are just from licensed games like this and Spider-Man. So I think this is good. I think this looks really cool. I don't think the first person aspect is going to hurt it at all.
I get what you're saying, but you mentioned Cyberpunk, and one of like the most requested things in Cyberpunk was a third person mode, because people like seeing cool stuff.
Chevar, did it matter?
I'm just saying people would have been happy with it.
But answer my question. Did it matter?
In what sense?
Does it matter that it doesn't have a third person? Did it affect the game's sales? Does it affect people's enjoyment of it?
It may have.
Does it matter? Okay, Chevar. Sales figures, how much people play the game, Steam charts, all that, take into account people playing the game right now. Did it affect the game? No. I think this is a thing that people who never will play the game like to mention a lot about these games that are first person only. And it's like, yeah, you weren't the audience for this. We're not talking to you. So a lot of games that are first person these days, the first thing people request is, can I please play in third person? Every single time, without fail. Baldur's Gate came out and people were like, can you make it active combat? That doesn't matter. People who want a game, what they want from it. So I don't think that really matters. The people who are going to complain about it not being in first person, we're going to complain about it being in first person, weren't going to buy the game in the first place.
Yeah, because
I think it's just people who like to complain on the internet.
Person.
It's just complaining.
Maybe, but I think some people generally like things, and that's why they ask for them, and they would buy it if it was there.
Yeah. I'm sorry. If your product isn't even here yet, and then you have people saying, I would really like this if it was third person, I don't care. Respawn knows what they're doing. They're very experienced in this realm. So I think it's really funny to be like, this would be really cool if I could see the character. And it's like, all right, well, go play another game. Like, I don't know. Go play Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That's a third person game.
I did not know we had such
if you really want to see the character.
Such a corporate capitalist shill. Not thinking about the consumer,
there's also Star Wars Battle. There's also Star Wars Battlefront 2 as well, where you can actually switch between first and third person. They made the game you wanted like 6 years ago.
Yeah, so do that again.
No, why? Why when somebody else is already doing it? They're already making another Battlefront. Why do that again when another one's right around the corner?
You need to send your resume right now to Respawn, because they are ready to have you on board. They're like, this guy
sorry that I approached the topic with actual knowledge and not just coming, well, I wish it was in third person. Like,
do I sniffle snort like that?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, I wouldn't listen to me either if I do. Okay.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Okay. Okay.
Ho, ho, ho. I've got 5 good reasons for you to shut up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. And so everyone's favorite.
You literally played that one already.
No, not 6. I said 7. Nobody's coming up with 6. Who works out in 6 minutes? You won't even get your heart going, not even a mouse on a wheel.
Remember that game that came out to critical acclaim that everyone was like, wow, this developer, they've got it down pat. That game
Power World
was called Elden Ring. And it came out 8 years ago. At least it feels that way.
3 years ago now, right?
2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
2 years ago. After the first year, it felt like, wow, it's only been a year. And then 18 months later, it's like, it's got to be year 8 by now. But It only came out 2 years ago, and they promised us DLC. They teased DLC last year, and we've gotten absolutely nothing. And people wonder why. What's taking so long? Is it huge? Do they just want to move on from the game? Is it going to be canceled? Well, we now might know what has been the cause of delay. Apparently, the Elden Ring trademark has been in dispute, or at least a wrestle session between Bandai Namco. They should change to Bandai Namco. And
I think Matt McMuscle says it Namkai Bando, which I like a lot.
That's fine too. So Bandai Namco and From Software have been apparently going about it over the ownership of the trademark of the game. And due to that, the studio probably wasn't too keen on putting out any more content until that got sorted. But now, after 2 years, Elden Ring is officially owned as a trademark by FromSoft. And so, with that being known at this point, we can hope the DLC comes out sometime soon. They didn't say anything about it in the filing, of course, but they also haven't said anything about it publicly or privately as far as any, eavesdroppers are concerned. So, but it looks like we're closer than we were before, legal wise. They've got things sorted out there, and they're more likely to kind of get to work on this franchise here. It's too bad. It was because of something so, I don't know, silly. I don't know if I call it silly, but it sucks that we've been waiting so long, and we're just now, realizing that it was all worth nothing, and they should have just waited to announce the DLC. I don't know. I have no clue, but it's too long, 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's insane. It's good that now we may actually have a reason for this now, which is cool. Because before, I feel like it was just kind of like waiting for DLC that got announced and then nothing happened, right? So I'm a little more optimistic. I think they might release it by the end of the year because they know it's cutting it close. I think they've been working on it too. I don't think they work halted on it, right? So I think they're aiming for this winter maybe, or this fall or something. Like I feel like it's been so long they might push it up. This is just all speculation though, but I did not. Was this information that was known at all before this article came out? By the way, because I had no idea this was happening.
No, because gaming journalists are more just like regular employees than they are journalists. I don't know how no one knew that this was something that was going on between
the whole gaming journalist sector, right? Damn.
Well, I mean, no one. Did you hear about this at all in the past year or two that they've been going on about this?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that sometimes we don't know. I'm not saying that this is like. Listen, I was just shitting on them earlier. I'm not saying that. I just think it's Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Well, anyway, what I'm saying is it's news now, but this whole thing was signed in spring of last year, right? So. And no one did it, right? For whatever reason. But hopefully we get DLC soon. I think they're kind of, I don't know. Luckily, there's been no other game like it to come out that people are super excited for. Like, I don't know. There have been some Elden clones, but no other like real hard Souls games that blew up. So, I don't know. I'll probably be more excited when the game comes out, if it comes out. Yeah. Who knows? It might get canceled still.
No, I think it's listen, I think it'll be cool. I like when it comes out. I'm just listen, this game's old now. Not old, it's not actually old, but I think it's hard to get people to come back for DLC that's a little late on the trigger. So we'll see.
Right. Well, guys, as Mr. Rogers used to say, Get out of here.
It's
Time
a
to go
wonderful
home.
day in the neighborhood.
No, he at the end when he'd say, "Get out of here." It's like
Mr.
4
Rogers.
o'clock.
He never said that.
God.
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he did. That was the end of the show. Like, get out of here. It's 4 p.m. Parents are back home. See you tomorrow. Mr. Rogers, good day.
If the Eddie Murphy version, that's probably.
Yeah, I was about to say he that might have been the SNL version. I don't know.
Well, it's been a blast.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has.
no, it's been good. It's been good.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead. Get the last 45 minutes in.
You ever hear that phrase? Hot kettle black calling somewhere. That's what's happening in life right now. Thanks for listening to the show. This has been episode 128 of the Super Chevy Brothers Podcast with your guest Chevar and your two hosts Biko and Mom. We hope you enjoy the show. We will see you next week. Same place. Same time, depends on you. I guess the place too. But we'll be back with more video game stuff. You guys got any salutations?
Salutations.
Salutations. Thanks you guys for tuning in. We will be back hopefully with more news. Me and Chevar should talk Tekken next time. And I think I'm going to try Dave the Diver. Mom inspired me. I'm going to try that before the next podcast and then kind of give some insight into a game that is really popular, but I don't know a lot of people have played it. So I'm gonna try it out.
Okay, Mom.
Well, I'm going to get a little excitement going for the movie review next week. Stay tuned.
Okay, any hints to what you're reviewing?
Possibly Bob Marley, One Love. Possibly.
Okay, we'll see. All right,
Okay.
well, thanks for listening to the show. We'll see you next time.